It all started when I finished university, moved down to Southern California, became a surfer and motorcycle racer. Fast forward, had a horrific accident on my motorcycle, spent 6 weeks in San Diego County Hospital. During the trip home, we decided to stop in Reno, Nevada to go into a casino. And I had earned enough money at Harrah's Casino to start my business.
And he grew it from there to here through sheer determination.
I started off in a truck, one that I lived in, and I would take orders, fabricate the orders, put them in my truck, deliver them to the shipping department, and then go see the purchasing agent and get another order. It was a one-man show. We had a lot of competitors that were multinational corporations, and as an individual, I felt that I could outmaneuver them, outfox them. We quickly established a second, a third, a fourth employee and grew from there.
I packed up and left Newfoundland as a 20-year-old, came to Toronto, met this guy, long curly hair, 1970s mustache. He hired me on the spot.
They ordered a truckload of lenses and they had nowhere to put it, so my mom called up work and said, they leased, I think, 2,000 or 3,000 square feet White Rose Nursery to hold their first inventory until they could get a warehouse. My mom worked accounts receivable, accounts payable, payroll, bookkeeping, customer service. Up until the time I was born, my mom was very active in the business, and they had a crib set up in her office. So, you know, I was literally born into the office here. 25, 30 years ago, Steve was bringing the kids in and just put them on the forklift, let them drive the forklift, let them do this, get them involved in that. I think he's been grooming the kids since the day they were in Pampers.
I've, growing up, have been working at Liteline on and off my whole life. While other kids were playing sports, we were counting inventory every weekend.
Our phone at home was a business style phone. So we had multiple lines. So when someone would call and they'd say, hi Sarah, is your dad home? And I'd say, yep, hold on 1 second. And I'd push hold on the phone. And then I'd dial 20 for our intercom and I would say, Dad, line 1, Dad, line 1. And that's how I was trained to answer the phone from when I was 5 years old. And I didn't know that was weird until I was like about 10 and I started going to friends' houses. We walked up and down the aisles of the trade show for 3 days until my feet hurt, and then we went to Hong Kong Disneyland together. So it was really nice to be able to have that juxtaposition and kind of be trained up in the business, but also, you know, have fun.
Zillow Sports and Liteline was our sponsor for most of our teams growing up, which was pretty cool. He took refereeing our scrimmage basketball game so seriously, and he had like the whistle like permanently in his mouth. He was going like in out, and like I was like, Dad, like these are my friends now, and I want them to stay my friends. So like tone it down a notch.
I've known Steve since he's been sporting a mustache way back when.
He had a long mullet, kind of like spiked in the front, mullet in the back.
I was about 4 years old, and I was sitting in my living room at home, and this man walks in and he goes to pick me up, and I remember just being terrified and I screamed, and then I remembered and then I realized that it was my dad and he just shaved his mustache.
That's like the making fun of him. The plus side was that he was always really involved in basically everything I did, from schooling to summer activities to you know, just teaching me different things and you know, working on the old Jeep and stuff like that. Actually cut that, we never worked on it, I'm just...
Everyone knows that Steve is a gadget geek, and actually in the early to mid 80s when Mark and I were growing up together, Steve had one of the first video cameras I'd ever seen. So we took his floodlights and his camera and actually did a David Letterman send up in the basement. We were terrible, but one thing that I think is true is that today I'm able to run a video production company because of you, Steve. So thank you for helping me set up my career.
I didn't have anybody to look up to, didn't have a father from 20 years on, and Steve was a guy who showed you the right way.
And I remember distinctly that first day of work, and I remember shaving that morning and, you know, stopping at Timmy's with my dad on the way down from the cottage, and him driving me to work that first day and not knowing what to expect, and him just telling me, you know, what it would be like and, you know, what his vision is for, you know, my training.
I'm going to give it 110% for 5 years, and at the end of 5 years we'll both know if I'm cut out for this job. And that was 15 years ago. But the freedom to really have an idea, pick it up and run with it. That's what I love about what I do. And when I realize that that's the sort of thing I can do here and that those opportunities aren't elsewhere for me.
He's challenged me. He always asks me the question that I don't have the answer for, or that I'm just working on. And so I've learned how to always kind of predict what he's going to ask and just get all my ducks in a row. A lot of things I think has come from me not wanting to, I guess let him down, and by not having the answer to any question.
He has this magical quality of rewriting history. My dad's a visionary. My dad is an ideas guy. The wheels never stop turning, and he's also incredibly competitive. And the best way to get him to do something is to tell him that he can't do it.
I think it's his ability to lead, his ability to direct people, his ability to solve problems.
He always gives me great advice. He might not know the exact solution to that problem, but he's given me a lot of really good tips on how to figure out problems and how to solve them.
In every organization, in my opinion, the beat, the pulse, the drive, the culture start at the top. And Steve being someone who always is looking to better a situation, to do something more innovatively, someone that does not like complacency. He demands excellence and he demands hard work, and that way of business and that way of doing things is definitely going to live on even when he's not in the office every day. That's just ingrained in our corporate culture. We're always trying to up our game, and that definitely comes from Steve. That definitely comes from his spirit.
I mentioned that I raced motorcycles, became a surfer. What that means is I'm an adrenaline junkie. When you have to transplant that into supporting a family, you take chances and you go for it. And it was an exciting time, and we were financially successful, and it's been a roller coaster. Very few companies survive 5 years, let alone 10 years. And we're in it 40 years.
Congratulations on 40 years of success and just building an amazing business. As you can see, it's a very well fine-tuned machine, and you should be really proud of everything you've done.
Congratulations. I hope you enjoy your retirement, and I hope it's filled with a lot of happiness and many new adventures.
And hope you can relax and enjoy.
May God bless you and give you all the good things in this life.
Hope you enjoy your retirement.
We're gonna miss you.
Take care.
He's definitely leaving the organization in a place that's currently in a growth mode. Liteline is his baby, and if he didn't feel that his baby was taken care of, he wasn't leaving the baby, because he's loyal as f***. And he put all his heart, blood, and sweat and tears, and he ain't leaving it to us if he didn't think we could handle it.
There are enough like him and know what his traits would be to bring that company to the next level: customer service, quality product, being on the leading edge of technology, that they're definitely ready, and probably more on the leading edge of technology than Steve, and I think he's helped them really get there.
Thank you for creating this amazing company, this legacy that you're able to pass on to us. Thanks for being you. You're an amazing father, an amazing grandfather, and we're so lucky to have you. And so lucky to be part of the Liteline team.
Thanks for the running head start in life. Thanks for so long, and thanks for all the fish.
You're a great father and a great mentor, and I love you. Thank you. There will always be a place for you making me coffee at Liteline.